Okay, today we are going to go over the via astiensis. Est via ad astiam. And we're going to see how we do. Medus cum amica sua in patriam suam Graeciam ire all right, I said medus est subjectum, medus. Non est medus possunt, medus est singularis. Medus et Lydia possunt, medus quid est? Potest. Potest. Medus potest ire. Ire est go. In case you were wondering what that infinitive was, to go. Go is an, what do I say? Irregular verb. So we've met it here, eat. Medus eat. Medus et Lydia eunt. Go. It looks weird. Ire. Ire is the infinitive. Does that make sense? So we have Medus with his girlfriend into his own country of Greece, is able to go. What? And they said fill two possible verbs. What else might we want to say? And if you can't think how to say it in Latin, you can tell me what you think you might say in English. They're able to go. What's another possibility? Oh, well, see, then it would be, see, they sail to go.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what.
I mean, technically, they sail. They probably wouldn't say it like that. They'd be a purpose clause. Let's think about it in English. They are able to go home. What else is true of them? They can go? Well, able and can are the same thing. And I'm trying to think if you know this word. I'm thinking they want to go home. Medus with his girlfriend into his own country wants to go. And I'm trying to think, do you guys wolt?
Oh, yeah.
Wolt? It is also irregular.
Yeah.
Medus wolt. Medus potest. Quoque medus wolt. Est bene? That
I had to look it up a couple times. Like, what is that word?
No. Yes. Yeah. Wolt and wolent is it's highly irregular. Okay, medus. In portu ostiensi, bona navis nos operitur. What tells you that this verb must be active? I don't like that way that question is phrased, but what did you think they wanted, Gabriel?
Because it means awaiting.
Because it means waiting for. And a good ship is waiting for us. Bona navis aperitur nos. It's not we are being awaited for by a good ship or passive. So does anybody remember, anybody being two of you, what we call those verbs they look passive, but they're always active. They mean something active. They're called a certain kind of verb.
I know what it is, but
Deponent. Verbum deponens. Deponent. Operiri is deponent. Wait for is deponent. Okay. Necesse est nos ambulare ostium. Neque enim equum aut asinum habemus. Necesse est ambulare ostium, sed non habemus equum. Non habemus asinum, sunt animalia quae portant homines, et itaque neces est ambulare, non habat animal. Bene. Quae pars sententiae est nos? This is very tricky. They ask what part of the sentence is nos. What case do you think nos is in this sentence?
I put nominative.
It can be the subject, but what's the verb? What's our main verb? Well, ambulare is an infinitive, so it can't be our main verb. To walk can't ever be our main verb, sorry. Necesse est. Est. It is necessary. And so we can't be the subject. We aren't necessary. It's necessary. It's necessary that we walk to ostium. This is a good example to review our indirect statement. Necesse est. It is necessary. What is necessary? In English, we would say this. It is necessary that we walk to Ostia. It is necessary that. Nos ambulari. It is necessary us to walk. It is necessary that we walk. And the subject of it is accusative. It's actually accusative. So we might say, medus dicit Lydiam esse amicam. Medus says Lydia to be his girlfriend. Medus says that Lydia is his girlfriend. It's an indirect statement. It's not a quote. He doesn't use those words exactly. But it's always got an infinitive, and the subject of the infinitive is accusative. That's tricky. So literally, it is necessary us to walk to Ostia. Quia non habemus equum. Est bene? Bene. Lydia. Ostiam ambulare non. And then she says, nimis longa est via. Nimis est valde longa. Est longa via. Nimia longa. Et non ambulare. Non sed ego. Lydia dicit. Non dicit ego potest. Non est possum potest possumus potestis possunt. I, you, he, she, it, we, you all, they. Possum. Non possum ambulare. Well, non volo. I don't want. This also swings both ways, doesn't it? In your book, does it have the be verb, sum est est, sumus est sunt, completely, somewhere completely conjugated for you? This was the chapter in which we learned verb, so it might have been in chapter 15, because that's the chapter where we learned, oh, it is. Look on page 116. This is an example of the things that you can brush up on while we're taking a break, right? Looking in that grammatica. So look in the margin of page 116. It's kind of right next to the words pensame. And it says possum, potest, potest, possumus, potestis, possunt. On the, yeah, it doesn't have just the be verb. Oh, yes, it does, above. Look at the same page, up, do you see the 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yes.
Now look above that. Do you see it says sum es est, sumus est sunt? So that's I am, you are, he, she, or it is, we are, you all are, they are. So that, even before going back and working on the esse id, like brushing up on sum es est, sumus est sunt, because the be verb gets used a lot. And notice how nice it is that possum basically uses the same ending. It's got the sum est, es est, sumus est sunt. Does that make sense to you guys what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just remember, whenever they, now that you've learned this, whenever they conjugate a verb, whenever they take it through all its endings, this is always the form in which they do it. It's always singular, plural. I, you, he, she, it, we, you all, they. It's always in that same order. The three singulars, the three plurals, I, you, he, she, it, we, all, they. The first line is I or we. The second line is the yous, one you or more than one you. And the third line is third person, he, she, it, they. Okay, whenever you see those in the margin. Okay, Bennett, you know, we are not going to make it through this whole story, but that's fine. Like, we'll just we'll do it today and next week. But in the meantime, do the worksheet and anyway. Okay, medus, via ostiensis, Paulo longior est, quam via Latina tusculo Romam. Fill in the prepositions implied by these cases. Oh, this is tricky. Via Latina tusculor Romam. Okay, we have two towns. Which one do you think they're going away from? Tusculo. 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 So how do we usually say away from? What's the preposition that means away from?
Away from. Isn't it abolition?
Yeah, not what case, but the word, the Latin word for away from.
Away from.
The preposition that means, well, but it's a preposition, not a verb. Like ex means out of, but what's the little and in means in. What is the little, it's only one or two letters. Ab. Or ab. Tusculo. Tusculo est tusculo, away from. Where's this road going to? Since by process of elimination, Rome. What is the preposition we could use to mean toward? They're going Tusculo, away from Tusculo, toward Rome. Odd. Odd, and odd. But remember, we don't have to put those because we have these weird cases that in city names that indicate Tusculo, that ending indicates I'm going away from it, and Romam, the accusative, indicates I'm going towards it. Via ostiensius Paulo longior est. Est longior, said Paulo, non magno, non molto longior. Bene. Si fessa es, si tu, Lydia, tu es fessa, ego te portare possum. Medus dicit, ego possum portare te. Hoc dicens, medus amicam suum completitur, eique osculum dat. Completitur. How do you know this verb must be active? What? Well, itur usually is passive. The tur usually says this is a passive verb, but there is something in this sentence that says, oh, I got to have an active verb. What is the job of amicam in this sentence?
It is the
can't be the subject.
No, Hannah.
Oh, you're looking through. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I jumped on you before you were ready.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the direct object.
It is a direct object. And so if I have a direct object, I've got to have an active verb, right? Does that make sense? If I say, Julius is carried by a horse, nothing's happening to any, I mean, Julius is being carried, but it's happening to the subject. There's no direct object. So in this case, I've got a direct object. So completitor must be another verbum deponens. Merus hugs his girlfriend. What does the quae, what does ae quae mean? Medus amicam sum completitor, ae quae osculum dat. Quid est ae quae?
And gives. Is it he or her? That is
Ah!
Yeah.
Est bonum interrogatum. Quae is and, right? So whenever we have quae on the end of a word, it simply means the and goes here in front of it. And gives, now, good question, because here's our pronouns. I'm going to do masculine, feminine, neuter. I'm only going to do singular, okay? Is, ea, id, eus, 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 ae, ae, ae. Okay, that's as far as I need to go because now we've got it. So we have dative. And we know this. He gives a kiss to, but it can be to him, to her, to it.
It'd be to her.
It would be to her, and we know this simply because of the context of the story, right? And that's the only way we know. It would be kind of random if he suddenly gave a kiss to someone else. It'd be very odd if he gave a kiss to another guy. We don't want that. And if he starts kissing inanimate objects, I don't know what to say about Menace. Okay, Lydia. Tu me portare non potes. Tu, mede, non potes portare me. Ego sum crassa. No, non est, non est, non est. Non est. At sine kesse est, tecum astiam ambulo. Si est necesse, ego ambulo, astiam est ad astiam, astiam, cum tecum. Tecum est cum te. Tecum, cum te. They never say cum vobis. Oh, pax vobiscum. Est in the Latin Mass, vobiscum, with you all, peace with you all. They don't say cum vobis. When they use those little pronouns, they always put the cum at the end. They like that. So tecum, mecum, vobiscum. So with you. Fessa non sum, ac paucas res mecum fero. Fero est porto. Lydia dicit, ego porto paucas res, non multas res. Habeo multas res portare, non habeo. Est potest ambulare, quia non habet multas res portare. Bene? Intelligitis? Why does she say that she will be able to walk? What in her condition? She's not tired, non sum fessa, ac fero, porto, paucas res, non multas res. Why is it going to be easier for her to walk?
she's not carrying.
She's not carrying very much. I'm carrying a few things with me. Me cum, est cum me. Ergo, Medus et Lydia Roma egrediontur et ostiam ambulare incipiunt. Egrediontur. How do you know this verb is active? Again, we have no direct object, but we don't really, Metis and Lydia are left. are left from Rome? That wouldn't make any sense, would it?
No, because that's where they're heading.
Right. Well, actually, that is where they're leaving. They're leaving Rome.
Oh.
Because Roma
Before
est
this, before they
Abram.
get on the ship.
Yes, this is before they get on the ship.
For some reason, I thought it was after.
Oh, no. Well, that's why they're walking to Ostia. Ostia is where they're going to get on the ship. So agrediuntur est leave, go out. Gradior est go, and gradior is go out. Est verbum deponens. Et incipiunt ambulare ostium. Quid significat incipiunt? Incipiunt ambulare ostium. Est incipiunt, hic est incipiunt, et ambulat, et est finis. Incipit ad finem. Est yeah, begin. Incipio incipere est begin, finire est finish. Bene? So incipiunt ambulare. They're not there yet. They just start to walk. Medus sacum portat, cum rebus Lydiae, et suis, est bonus amicus, portat sacum, et in sacco est res medi, quoque est res Lydiae. Medus portat res Lydiae. Bene? Post 3 horas. 3 horas. 3 horas. Post. Lydia consistit. Non ambulat. Consistit. Ac fessa apud viam considit. Sedet. Considit. Apud viam. Est via. Et apud viam. Non in via. Noli sedere in via. Curus. A car will run you over. Okay, don't sit in the road. Apud. Non procul, no hic. Non procul, via, sed prope, apud. Considit. Medus quoque, et tristis viam longum ante se intuitur. Medus quoque. Lydia considit et consistit. Medus quoque consistit, well, considit. Either one. Right? Quid significat quoque? Also. So if it says one person does something, and then it says so-and-so also does it, I mean, they must do the same thing.
Yeah.
It would be really odd to say also. Medus, I don't know, eats dinner. Also, Medus jumps off a cliff. No, if she stops and sits down next to the road, he also either stops or sits down next to the road. I think both of those begin. Intuitur est videt. Spectat. Intuitur, sed intuitur est verbum deponens. It means look at or see, but it looks like is seen or is looked at, but that's not what it means. Et tristis, medis est tristis, videt ante se, non post se, ante se longum viam. Post 3 horas, ambulant 3 horas, est longus gradu, it's long, what gradus is step. I don't know what word for like take a walk is. Okay. Tum viam post se spectat. Primum videt viam ante se. Tunc viam post se. Illic venit vir crassus. Illic, quid significat illic? Illic est in via post se, post medum. Vir crassus cum asino, qui duos saccos graves. Vir duos saccos. Qui duos saccos. What can we do to 2 sacks? Portat. Bene. We can't because it would be man carrying. This time we actually need a verb. Portat would work. He could be carrying the sacks. What else is another verb you know? What's a word you know that could do the job? Portat est. Just fortasse habet. Habet sacos. Portat sacos. Habet. He carries them. He has them. I feel like either one of those are. Et qualis vir est. What kind of man is he? Qualis? Crassus est. Bene. Medus illum virum salutat. No, salve, bone vir. Et vide, amica mea fessa, inquit. Iam, it is non iam, potest ambulare. Potesne eam portare asinus tuus. Medus interrogat. Potesne asinus portare eo? Bene. Would one of you like to just literally translate for me potesne eam portare asinus tuus?
Is it just is your donkey or animal able to carry her?
Is your donkey able to carry her? Bene. We have our ne again, potesne. Asinus meus, iam duos saccos graves portat. Inquit vir crassus. Me portare non potest. Non volt. Quia ego nimis crassus sum. Vir cognoscit eam esse crassum, et dicit, ego sum crassus. Est, asinius meus portat duos saccos, sacci sunt graves. Et asinus non potest portare me. Et asinus non volt portare me. Bene. Quia ego nimis crassus. Non est Paulo crassus, est nimis crassus. Sed amica tua, est bene. Sed amica tua tenuis et levis est. Vidi non crassa est. Asino meum ascende formosa. Est bonus vir. See, I didn't read this before. I'm like, that guy's going to say, he's already got 2 heavy sacks. He can't carry anybody else. What noun does this adjective modify? Formosa. And it says, how do you know? This is kind of tricky. It's Lydia. Ascende. What kind of word is ascende? It's a verb, but it doesn't say ascendit or ascendunt. Why does it say ascende? Yeah, and what kind of word is that? Where it just ends in an e or an ite? It doesn't say ascendit, like we usually see, or ascendunt. It's a command. It's imperative. So he's telling her, ascende, Lydia, ascende, amica, puella, Ascende, asinomem, formosa. He's talking to Lydia, right? Pretty girl.
I was a little scared how Menace would react when I read that line. I was like,
Da mihi manum. Da est imperativus, is command. Da mihi manum et adiuvat Lydiam ascendere. Lydia surgit, concedit, sed nunc surgit, medus ipse, amicam suam, asinum ascendentem manu sustinet. We have a lot of questions here. First of all, let's make sure we know how the sentence fits together. Medus ipse sustinet suam amicam. Sustinet est sustinet amicam suam est Lydiam. Amicam ascendentum asinum manu. So, the first one, number 11, they said, what part of the sentence is asinum? What case is asinum, first of all? It's a direct object, it's accusative. What is it the direct object of? In other words, what is the verb of the thing that's causing it to be a direct object? What is the verb of the thing happening to it? He's getting climbed on. Or she's climbing. I mean, yeah. Amicam sum ascendentum asinum. His girlfriend climbing onto the mule. And so, remember, ascendentum, ascendens is climbing. It's not the verb climb. He climbed, she climbed. It's a participle, climbing. She's an amica climbing on the mule. And mule is its direct object. Beautiful. Manu. What case is manu? Est difficilis fortasse. Est, fourth declension. Us.
I said ablative fourth declension.
Bene. Est. Ablativus in fourth declension. So, what do we often see ablative doing? Objects, prepositions. Does this sentence have a preposition? Or is there a preposition right in front of manu? This is a really easy question. So preposition is going to be a very short word. Cum, in, ab, ex. No, there's no preposition right in front of it. So what happens when we see this noun in the ablative just kind of floating around by itself with no preposition? We've met this before. We met it in a case like this. Julius equo vehitur. Julius is carried by a horse, by means of. It's the thing we use to do something. It's called ablative of means. Ablativus modus. And it just, it means, if you can say by means of this, that's what it is. Julius is carried by means of a horse. We probably wouldn't say that in English, but Medus lifts up his girlfriend climbing on the horse by means of what? With his hand. He guides her up with his hand. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
So that's what's going on there with manu. Bene. We are making great time. We are not. We'll just, whatever we don't get done. Hey, is that too nebulous an assignment for you? I feel like you guys are old enough, honestly, that I can probably just say, make sure to spend at least 45 minutes, 45 minutes an hour a day, rereading old stuff, reread, chapter 16, whatever I told you to do. Do that worksheet, practice your noun endings, work on sum or possum, or, go back over the grammatica. Do you feel comfortable with that sort of instruction? Okay. Because sometimes people are like, you're not telling me specifically what to do, I don't know what to do. But I don't want you to feel like that. Hey, here's the thing. If this week you're working and you're like, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do for Latin today. Call me or email me and say, this is what I did. What else should I do? But you can always go back and reread stuff we've read. And if you go back and reread stuff you haven't read in a while, like 5, 6 chapters ago, it's going to seem very new and stuff's going to pop out. But it's also going to remind you of some stuff that you haven't worked on yet. But anyway, if you run into a brick wall, like, I don't know what to do with my time, contact me, okay? But otherwise, we'll just say. All right, let's just keep going on this until people come. Super asinum, super asinum, sedens. Lydia sedens super asinum, eres Lydia sedet. Ambula asine, inquit, sed asinus in via stat. Neque e loco se movet. Asinus non movet se e loco, est in loco, et non movet se e loco. Stat. Tu medus herbam carpit, et ante asinum tenet. Asine, vide, est herba. Asinus herbam esse, volt esse est, esse, volt esse herbam. Atque incipit ambulari, est incipit est finis, incipit ambulare. Est herba, est medus, et herba. Et asinus est. Incipit ambulare. Lydia laeta asino vehitur. Est asino in quo casu? In what case? In quo casu asino? Lydia. By means of the donkey. Est ablativus. Est ablative means. Happy Lydia is carried by the donkey. By means of the donkey. Asino. Bene. Medus. Bonus est vir. Est tu vir. Tu est bonus. Quod asino tuo amica meam vehis. Tu vehis meam amicam asino tuo. Quid significat quod? Because. Why is he a good man? Because tu vehis, tu portas meam amicam.
This is an exact definition, but he let his girlfriend ride the donkey.
Yes, he says, because you carry my girlfriend with your donkey. That would be a very literal translation. You carry my girlfriend by means of your donkey. Bene. Nos Roma venimus. Est Roma est a Roma. E Roma. Non ad Roma. E Roma. Nos, Lydia et medus, nos venimus Roma et imus astiam. Imus est eo. We had that, we eat and eont. Imus, we are going. I am pretty sure I've either given you a sheet with that, or I think it might be in chapter 16. I think I did just see it. Let's find out where to find that. Non est, maybe in 15. Oh, yes, look on page 116. 116 is the magic page. Everything, all the world comes together on page 116. Right above possum, potest, at the bottom, you see eo is eat, imus itis eont. Go. I go, you go, he, she, or it goes, we go, y'all go, they go. Itaque imus, nos imus ostiam. Tu ne quoque ostiam is, est is, eo is it. Eo is it. Okay. Nos imus ostiam, ad ostiam. Tu is ostiam. We're going to Ostia. Are you going to Ostia? Does it make sense? No. Quod nomen tibi est? Quod est nomen tuum? Mihi nomen est mopsus. Ego ridio ad nomen mopsus? Quid est nomen? Okay, mopsus inquit ille. Ostiam eo. Ego ostiam. Nam, ilic est in Ostia habito. Vir habet casum, habet domum in Ostia. Cur vos itis ostiam. Medus. Exporto ostiensi in patriam nostram Graeciam nave vehi possumus. Est sententia difficilis fortasse. So probably we're going to wrap up with this sentence, okay? Do either of you want to take a shot at like a literal translation of this? No? Okay. I'm going to go through, this is going to be very, very, not very pretty in English.
Okay.
Ex portu ostiensi. Out of the port, ex portu, ex with the ablative. Ostiensi is genitive. Out of the port of Ostia. In patriam nostram Graeciam. That one's pretty easy. Into our country Greece. Possumus, we are able. Vehi. Quid est vehi?
I want to say go.
Vehitur est verbum. Vehitur. Non est carry, or, said, veheri est to transport. Quid est vehi? Ere I. What happens when we take the infinitive? Veheri est portare, portari, est videre, non est, videre, videri, est veheri vehi. Non est. Okay, so it's the passive infinitive, to be transported. To transport, to be transported. And remember, this declension, the other ones you just add an I, you change the E to an I, but this one is just weird, and the ERE just falls away. You kind of remember?
Yes.
Like sumari, sumi. So we are able to be transported. All right, this is your big finish, guys. Nawe. In quo casu est nawe. Non quid significat in quo casu. Est nominativus, est genitivus, est dativus, in quo casu est. Est navis, navi, nawem, nawe. In quo casu est. Vidite morum. In quo casu, nawe. Gabriel. Videte. In quo casu. Navis, navis, navi, navi, in quo casu est hic. In what case? Ablativus est. Nave est ablativus, non habet propositionem. It's by itself. Quid
The
est.
next sentence.
What do we do with an ablative that's floating by itself with no preposition? By means of a ship. Ablative of means. We got there. We got there.
I was looking at the wrong sentence.
Oh. Well, that explains.
The next one where it says navis.
Yeah, no wonder. That is a problem. Does that make sense to you guys? There's lots of ablative means. Okay, so next week, remind me. I'm sure I'll probably remember the whole that. We'll go over that worksheet. Read, go back over. If you feel really good about your noun endings, then start working on, sum, possum, go back over the grammatica, and you can't go wrong if you pick something and start committing it to memory. There's no wrong thing to commit to memory. All right.